He didn't remember clicking the link. That was the first unsettling thing. Aamir stared at the faint blue glow of his phone screen. The YouTube video paused at exactly 7 seconds. The title was nothing but the link itself. A string of characters that meant nothing and everything at the same time. No thumbnail, no description, no comments. Just a quiet, empty existence on the internet, waiting. He rubbed his eyes, trying to recall when he had opened it. His room was silent, except for the low hum of the ceiling fan. Outside, the distant barking of a dog echoed through the narrow streets. It was 2:17 a.m. That time again, he swallowed hard. For the past 3 nights, he had woken up at exactly this time. No alarms, no disturbances, just a sudden jarring awareness, like someone had called his name in a dream he couldn't remember. Tonight, however, something was different. The link. Aamir didn't consider himself paranoid. He was a software developer, someone who trusted logic, patterns and explanations. But right now, as he sat alone in his dimly lit room, logic felt thin, almost fragile. He pressed play. The video flickered to life. At first, it showed nothing but static. A low, crackling sound filled the silence, making his chest tighten. He leaned closer, his heartbeat subtly syncing with the irregular pulses of the screen. Then the static cleared. It was a room, a small, dimly lit room. His breath caught. It looked exactly like his own. The same chipped paint on the wall near the window. The same crooked curtain rod. Even the same faint stain on the ceiling that he had never bothered to clean. "This is stupid," he muttered under his breath, though his voice lacked conviction. The camera in the video was fixed, pointing toward a bed. His bed. And someone was sitting on it. The figure's back was turned to the camera, shoulders slightly hunched, head tilted downward as if lost in thought. Aamir's throat went dry. He knew that posture. Slowly, almost unwillingly, the figure lifted its head. Not fully, just enough to reveal a side profile. Enough. Aamir's hand trembled. It was him. The same messy hair, the same faint stubble, the same tired eyes that carried a weight he rarely admitted to himself. He paused the video. The silence that followed was suffocating. "This is some kind of trick," he whispered, though there was no one to hear him. His mind raced for explanations. Deepfake prank, a glitch. Someone messing with him. But none of it fit. No one had access to his room. No one could replicate these small, intimate details. He looked around. Everything was exactly as it should be. And yet it wasn't. He pressed play again. The version of him in the video sighed, a heavy, exhausted sound that seemed to echo through both worlds. Then he spoke. "I know you're watching." Aamir froze. Every instinct screamed at him to turn it off, to throw the phone across the room, to run. But he couldn't move. The man on the screen shifted, slightly, now facing the camera more directly. "I don't have much time," he continued, his voice calm but urgent. "And I know you won't believe this at first. I didn't either." Aamir's heart pounded against his ribs. "What is this?" he whispered, his voice barely audible. The man in the video gave a faint, sad smile. "You're wondering if this is real," he said. "It is." Aamir's breath hitched. This isn't possible," he said louder now, as if arguing with the screen. "I said the same thing," the man replied gently. "But listen to me. You need to hear this." Aamir shook his head, backing away slightly. No, this is... You regret not calling her." The words cut through him like a blade. He stopped. His chest tightened painfully. "You think about it every day," the man continued. "That night, that last message you never replied to." Aamir's vision blurred. "Stop it," he said, his voice breaking. "You don't know anything." "I know everything," the man said softly. "Because I am you." Silence fell between them, heavy and undeniable. Aamir's legs gave out, and he sat down on the edge of his bed, his phone still clutched in his hand. "Why are you doing this?" he whispered. "I'm not doing anything," the man replied. "I'm trying to fix something." Aamir let out a shaky breath. "Fix what?" The man looked down for a moment, as if gathering the courage to say what came next. "Us!" Aamir's mind reeled. "This doesn't make sense," he said. "If you're me, then how—" "There are things you don't understand yet," the man interrupted gently. "But you will. Just trust me." Aamir laughed bitterly. "Trust you? I don't even trust myself." The man's expression softened. "I know. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then the man leaned closer to the camera. "You have to call her," he said. "Tomorrow. No excuses. No overthinking. Just call." Aamir felt a surge of anger. "It's too late," he snapped. "She's gone." "Not yet." The words hung in the air. Aamir stared at the screen, his heart racing. "What do you mean, not yet?" The man hesitated. "I can't explain everything," he said. "But you still have time. Just don't waste it like I did." Aamir shook his head. "This is insane." "Maybe," the man admitted. "But what if it's not?" Amir's grip on the phone tightened. "What if this is your last chance?" The man continued. "What if this is the moment everything changes?" Aamir felt something shift inside him, a small, fragile crack in the wall he had built around his regrets. "What happens if I don't?" he asked quietly. The man's eyes darkened. "Then you become me." The weight of those words settled heavily on Amir's chest. "And what's so bad about that?" he challenged, though his voice lacked strength. The man didn't answer immediately. Instead, he reached out toward the camera, as if trying to bridge the impossible distance between them. "Loneliness," he said finally. "The kind that doesn't go away. The kind that sits with you in every quiet moment. The kind that makes you wish you could go back and change just one thing." Aamir felt his throat tighten. "I already feel that," he admitted. The man nodded. "I know, but it gets worse." Aamir closed his eyes for a moment, trying to steady himself. When he opened them, the man was still there, watching him, waiting. "Why are you telling me this?" Aamir asked. "Because I wish someone had told me." The simplicity of that answer broke something inside him. Aamir looked down at his phone, his reflection faintly visible on the screen. "I don't even know what to say to her," he whispered. "Start with the truth," the man said. "It's always enough." Aamir nodded slowly. "And if she doesn't answer?" The man gave a small, sad smile. "Then at least you tried." The video began to glitch, the image distorting slightly. "No," Aamir said, panic rising in his chest. "Wait! You don't have much time," the man said quickly. "Remember what I said. Don't wait. Don't overthink. Just call her." The screen flickered. "And Aamir," the man added softly. Aamir leaned closer. "Yes?" The man's expression softened, almost peaceful. "It's okay to forgive yourself." The video cut to black. Aamir stared at the screen, his heart pounding. The silence in the room felt different now. He looked at the time. 2:23 a.m. 6 minutes. That was all it had been. But it felt like everything had changed. He sat there for a long time, his mind racing, his emotions tangled in a way he couldn't fully understand. Finally, he picked up his phone. His fingers hovered over her name. Sarah. He hadn't called her in months. Not since that night. The argument. The silence. The message he had read but never replied to. He had told himself it was better this way. Easier. But now, as he stared at her name on the screen, it didn't feel easy at all. It felt heavy. Necessary. Real. He took a deep breath and pressed call. The ringing sound filled the silence, each second stretching endlessly. Once, twice, 3 times. He almost hung up. Then, "Hello?" Her voice. Soft, familiar, real. Amir's chest tightened. "Sarah," he said, his voice trembling. He paused, the weight of everything he wanted to say pressing against his chest. "I'm sorry." There was a long silence on the other end. "I didn't think you'd ever call," she said quietly. "I know," he admitted. "I should have. A long time ago." Another pause. "I was angry," she said, "hurt." "I know," he said. "And I deserved that. But I miss you." The words felt raw, exposed. "Honest." "I miss you too," she whispered. Aamir closed his eyes, relief washing over him. They talked for hours. About everything. About nothing. About the past and the possibility of something more. When the call finally ended, the sun was beginning to rise. Aamir sat by his window, watching the first light of day break through the darkness. For the first time in a long time, he felt lighter. He looked down at his phone. The video was gone. No history, no trace. As if it had never existed. Aamir smiled faintly. Maybe it hadn't, or maybe it had been exactly what he needed. Either way, he knew one thing for certain. Sometimes the smallest moments held the power to change everything. And sometimes all it took was one call.